Have you ever had a boss who made you feel like you were walking on eggshells every single day? The kind of boss who makes you question your own abilities, who turns your dream job into a waking nightmare? Maybe you're sitting there right now, dreading the next email or the next meeting, wondering how much longer you can take this. Look, you're not alone. Toxic bosses are everywhere, and they don't just make work miserable, they can ruin your confidence, they can sabotage your career growth, and even impact your mental health. But here's the thing, you don't have to let them win. You can survive this and come out stronger on the other side. My name is Thrive, and after 25 years in the corporate world and surviving my own personal nightmare of working under toxic bosses, I've seen what works. More importantly, I've seen what doesn't. So today, I'm sharing real strategies to help you navigate this mess. Whether you're trying to outlast them or planning your escape, I got you covered. So if you're ready to take back control of your career and maybe even your sanity, let's do this. Identify the problem. What kind of toxic boss are you dealing with? Before we dive into solutions, let's figure out exactly what kind of toxic boss you're dealing with here. Because here's the thing, not all toxic bosses are created equal. Each type brings its own unique brand of chaos to the workplace, and different problems require different strategies. First up, the micromanager. You know this one. They're the boss who can't let go of anything. They want updates on updates, need to improve every single email draft, and act like they don't trust you to tie your own shoes without supervision. I once had a manager who insisted I CC them on every single Slack message that I sent. Yes, Slack, the tool that was literally invented to avoid email overload. Here are the red flags of a micromanager. You spend more time writing status updates than actually doing the work. They insist on approving every tiny detail, fonts, colors, even punctuation. You feel like you can't make any decision without their sign-off. Why is this toxic? Because it kills your autonomy and makes you second-guess yourself constantly. Over time, it erodes your confidence and turns simple tasks into exhausting marathons. Next up is the emotional tornado. The boss whose mood swings control the entire office vibe. One minute, they're praising your work like it's the best thing since sliced bread. The next, they're tearing it apart for no apparent reason. I had a manager once who told me that my project was, quote, brilliant at 10 o'clock in the morning, only to call it a, quote, complete disaster by 3 p.m. without me changing a single thing. It's exhausting because you never know what version of them you're going to get. The red flags here, their mood dictates how everyone feels in the office. Feedback is wildly inconsistent. What was amazing yesterday is garbage today. You find yourself rehearsing conversations just to avoid triggering them. This is toxic because it creates a culture of fear and keeps you in constant state of hypervigilance. Instead of focusing on doing great work, you're focused on avoiding their wrath. And then there's everyone's least favorite boss, the glory hunter. This is the person who disappears when there's hard work to be done, but magically reappears when there's credit to claim. I'll never forget watching one of my old bosses present my team's ideas as their own in front of senior leadership. When asked for details about how we got there, total deer in the headlights moment. The red flags of glory hunters, they contribute nothing during crunch time but take all the credit afterwards. Their we means I, but their I means you. They rewrite history. Oh yeah, I suggested that idea weeks ago. This is toxic because it undermines your visibility and your career growth while making you feel invisible despite all of your hard work. So how to regain control, real strategies that work. All right, so you've identified what kind of toxic boss you're dealing with. Now, let's talk about what you can actually do about it. Because while you might not be able to change them, you can absolutely change how you handle them. So we're going to go one by one. For the micromanager, the trick is simple. Give them what they want, but on your terms. Create a shared tracker where they can see progress without asking for updates every 5 minutes. Send proactive daily summaries before they have a chance to chase you down. Frame check-ins strategically. Would you prefer updates at X or Y intervals? This gives them control while setting boundaries for yourself. And for the emotional tornado, your best defense is to detach emotionally and stay grounded in facts. Keep a work journal documenting their feedback and contradictions so you have receipts if needed. Use neutral language like just confirming that X is still priority instead of reacting emotionally. And time your requests carefully. Find their calm windows. Here's a hint. Right after lunch, usually safe. For the glory hunters, look, visibility is everything here. You need to make sure people know what you've contributed before they can take credit for it. Send recap emails after meetings, just confirming I'll handle X while Bob oversees Y. Now it's on record. Casually reference your work in meetings, as I mentioned in my analysis last week, but build relationships with other leaders so your contributions are recognized beyond just your boss. Now let's get real. There are solutions where no strategies will fix things. If your boss crosses certain lines, or if staying is damaging your well-being or career prospect, it might be time to escalate or leave altogether. So when should you escalate? If your boss is engaging in behavior that violates workplace policies like bullying, harassment, discrimination, or unethical practices, it's time to involve HR and more specifically employee relations. But here's the key: document everything first. Keep detailed records of incidents, dates, times, what was said, what was done, and focus on how their behavior impacts the business outcomes. HR responds best when there's evidence tied to performance or company risk. When escalating issues, stick to facts and avoid emotional language. If possible, find coworkers who've experienced similar issues and they can back up your claims. Look, sometimes leaving is the healthiest choice for both your career and your mental health. So what are the red flags that signal it's time to go? Your mental or physical health is suffering, like having anxiety attacks before work. The company protects toxic leaders instead of holding them accountable. You feel stuck with no opportunities for growth or for recognition. If you decide to leave, plan your exit strategically. Start job hunting quietly. Use sick days for interviews if you need to. Line up offers before resigning so that you can leave on your own terms. And always leave gracefully. Don't burn bridges if you can possibly help it. So here's what I want you to remember. Toxic bosses don't define your career. You do. Whether you choose to stay and outmaneuver them or find something better, remember this: you have more power than you think you do. Don't let anyone take that away from you. Hey, thanks for watching. And if you found this helpful, make sure you like and subscribe for more career advice. Like if you like, sub if you sub, share if you share. I'm Thrive. Bye.